What's a sign that your friend isn't really your friend? Curious to hear people's thoughts. When they always seem to need a favor, but can't manage to find time to help when you need a favor. When things you told them in confidence become common rumors, or even flat-out jokes at your expense. Basic rule is that if someone gossips to you, they're going to gossip about you. If you have a gossipy friend who likes to dish all the dirt, tell them nothing of interest in your life. Edit. Also, if you have a boring friend, think twice. They just might be one of the good ones keeping all the secrets. When they seem to find something wrong with everything you say, do or purchase. These are excerpts from just this week alone. Your hair is nice, but I would have did the back different. You should have said this instead of this. Your car is nice, but I would have got it in another color. True story. ETA. I noticed here lately that she is like this with a lot of people. A few of us were recently out for dinner. One young lady ordered something and she immediately said to her, "I would have got the beef tips instead of that." The young lady replied, "You still have time." I literally howled. When the only time you hear from them is when they're going through something and want to unload on you. It's never about how you're doing. I found this weird because I have a semi-friend who effectively accused me of this and put me in the position where I had to trek to her place to apologize to her twice because she felt I had wronged her. She brought up some stuff about a situation she was in and accused me of not listening to her enough. Then I realized she had no idea of stuff going on in my life, never asked, and some of it was similar to what she wanted to talk about in her life. And then I realized she had actually never asked about things in my life. If it makes more sense, both of our dads have gone through issues with melanoma. She felt I didn't ask enough questions about her dad. I mentioned in passing about my dad, and she never said anything at all. They don't respect your boundaries. They talk a lot of shit behind your back. They hide you from their other friends. They regularly lie or break their promises. They sabotage or gaslight you. They only contact you when they want something or are lonely. See also, fair weather friend. They are more nosy than genuinely concerned about you. They overreact if you disagree with anything. Or later you find yourself shunned or ghosted. Double-check toxic or narcissistic abuse habits. See if you may have fallen into a platonic relationship of this nature. That is often the result of not having good boundaries yourself and/or low self-esteem that may stem from childhood traumas. They bring you down in front of others. They talk behind your back if you have any good news. They try to downplay it, or they downplay your achievements. They're always bringing up your past, especially if you're doing good now. You can feel the animosity, and they're always trying to put you in competition. You feel like they're being fake, and if you can feel that in your gut, it's probably because they are fake to you. Also, things you told them in confidence somehow get out and go around or get twisted. People like that don't deserve to be your friends.
They don't listen. I mean, seriously. The amount of times I've found friends fake listening just so they could humble brag or get a word in is astounding. Yeah. A week after my mom died, my friend knocked on my window and asked me to come on a walk with him. I hadn't heard from him in months, so I assumed he was knocking to lend an ear. Nope. He spent the entire time bragging about the new girl he was seeing. How hot she was, how she commented on the size of his dick, how he has some girl at the bar sending him nudes, showing me text messages from other women telling him how hot he was, etc., etc. I couldn't believe it. It made me examine the time when I was actually friends with him and hanging out with him. He was never really my friend, he just used me to brag to inflate his own ego. I suddenly realized all the signs of him being a narcissistic prick were always there. Everything made sense after that walk. That was the last time I saw him or heard from him, and it is coming up on a year now. What you did hurt my feelings. The amount of supposed friends that will respond to that statement with arguments, justifications, minimizations, and denial is appalling. This is so important, learned it the hard way. Basic empathy and accountability are essential, and I won't allow anyone close to me if they don't have those qualities. They don't defend you if someone is talking shit about you. I have a person L used to consider a friend. She is constantly bad-mouthing her other friends to me, and I'm sure me to them, or sending me screenshots of unflattering pictures or snippets of their convos. Very toxic woman. She's almost 40 years old and behaves this way. I'm decent to her, but L don't share any personal info with her. When they come to you for advice and emotional support and then ignore your attempts at communication and ghost you when you need support. Or worse, they sort of mock you or make a big deal out of it. It's completely normal to turn to a good friend once in a while. It is not normal to constantly trauma dump. Here's another oddity: if they have regularly, deliberately, brought up something that upset you out of nowhere or almost immediately upon seeing you. Don't trust them if they also say things like how much they miss you when you aren't around or that they meant to call you, blah blah blah. Trust actions. Believe you deserve better. That you deserve to have your needs met. Let's add left-handed compliments to this list. You share good news that happened to you and they don't return the energy and seem almost annoyed. Many great answers, but that's the best answer in my honest opinion. It's easy to commiserate someone, but someone achieving something more than you? Hell no. These people are internally, subconsciously? Who knows? Annoyed and can't hide it well enough. When they aren't happy when something good happens to you. When they try to insult you in the form of jokes. Crab bucket. Pulling you down, not building you up. OMG, this is the worst. Put downs disguised as humor. I was just joking. Then work on your material. When they are constantly competing with you. I noticed one extremely toxic person would brag to me about her accomplishments for some reason. I felt good for her, but it was just strange because she didn't seem to be interested in talking to me unless it was to complain about how my husband treats me well compared to her husband, or competing with me on stupid things like engagement rings. It's like she was half listening, awake for normal conversation, then when it got to competition and if she lost, she would get passive-aggressive and angry, but if she was winning and had good news, she would get very excited. I barely spoke to her and dropped her. When they're clearly into your significant other, that's a sign that they're your enemy. You reach out to spend time together, but they don't. They'll agree to hang out, but only if you suggest it. They'll forget about you. Make plans with you and then get sidetracked, go out but never invite you, or say they'll invite you but not give you details and then you never hear from them, etc. This is the absolute worst. When you eventually realize that they just don't care like you do. Hurts so much. Pay attention when a new friend starts to charm and adopt all of your other friends, start excluding you, smear you to everyone you know, and try to destroy your reputation and well-being. Yes, this is triangulation, and a common form of narcissistic abuse. I couldn't believe it the first time I caught wind of this. It was painful to realize and take the necessary steps, but I'm glad I cut this person out of my life.
That's all. Thank you. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.